Okay. Hi and welcome back to the first video for this day. I have been a little bit sick these couple of days. You may hear it in my voice or not. I could potentially cough one or two times. I apologize for that. However, it is time for another games I have been playing video, and I have been playing quite a lot of games, but the sort of notable ones I wanted to share with you in this video. Yesterday we had sort of a gaming night here at my place, and a friend of mine brought his Xbox Series S with him because he has Game Pass, and he got the new Turtle game. And we are very excited to play that game. I already pre-ordered the physical copy. He had 4 controllers and we played and completely beat the game in one sitting. And I have to admit, the game is fantastic. We had a great time playing Shredder's Revenge. 16 levels of absolute nostalgia and awesomeness. If you love Turtles, if you love beat 'em ups like Streets of Rage, definitely check it out. The game is great. He also showed a couple of other games, and one of them was Elden Ring, and he was stuck at a boss, and we basically switched hands back and forth. Every time someone dies, you give the controller to someone else, and I eventually beat the boss. He plays it at 120 frames. I have a television that runs at 120 frames, and it was pretty smooth. I didn't really see any difference between 60 frames and 120. I don't know why, but he didn't show me how 4K looked. But Elden Ring on the next gen system, the current gen systems, it looked really good. It played great. And it made me a little bit more excited to get a PlayStation 5. And, it also made me really question myself. Do I really want to play these games on PS4? Or will I wait? And you will know that in the next video. Now, with that being said, there are a couple of games I have been playing. And I have been playing Dead or Alive 3 here and there. I'm trying to complete all the storyline missions. I think I'm halfway through, and I love the old Dead or Alive games. You know that. If you know me, you know I love Dead or Alive 2. It's my favorite fighting game of all time, even though fighting against other players with the whole counter system is annoying. I still love to play this game. I have been playing a couple of PlayStation 4 games. To be honest, these are the only PS4 games I have played, and Diablo 2. I've been playing Diablo 2 also here and there, but I played Andrew Dunos 2, a really cool shmup. Go check it out. And the game I am playing sort of right now here and there, even though I am stuck at the 4th boss area, is Infernax, and this is a retro style Metrovania. It reminds me a lot of Nintendo, like the original Nintendo. Not Super Nintendo, the original Nintendo in its graphics and its sound. But it is awesome. It is really good. Go check this game out and go try it out. Especially if you love older games and you love Metrovania games. And there is sort of a easy mode in the game that I play because I'm really bad at old games. Now, this next up is sort of the big game that I've been playing the past 3 weeks, besides this week. And that is Kingdom Hearts 2.5, or just Kingdom Hearts 2. I said this in another video, I count this as a PlayStation 2 game. Originally, it's a PS2 game. And I beat it last week on a Friday. Yeah, Friday evening. And Kingdom Hearts 2, it took me 60 hours to beat. I tried to do a little bit more because I was at the end of the game. You sometimes know you're just at the end of the game. I knew I was at the end, but I didn't want to stop playing. So I spent about 5-10 hours grinding and getting the levels and getting better equipment. And I have to admit, I really do not understand why I did not play Kingdom Hearts 2 when it came out. The game is just wonderful. It's magic. It really, when I was playing this game, I really thought to myself, this is what I mean. You know, comparing PlayStation, Super Nintendo to PS2 era, comparing that to the eras we have now, there is something missing. There has been some magic has been lost in the gaming industry. For me personally, and you know, I've been playing a lot of PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, Xbox Original, even 360 and Super Nintendo stuff. And I just, sometimes I play a PS4 game or just see new games that are coming up and just think to myself, there is something missing. I can't really describe it, but Kingdom Hearts 2 is a fantastic, lovable game. I'm not a huge fan of Disney, but I loved every part of this game. Now, I have been playing, after Kingdom Hearts 2, I wondered, what should I play? So I played Command & Conquer on the PlayStation Network. I've played There Alive, and thought to myself, let's check out some PlayStation 1 games. PlayStation 1 to me personally is my most undervalued system, under-collected system I have. Even the PSP, I got a bigger collection than PlayStation 1, and it's really getting hard here in Europe, in Holland, to get quality PlayStation 1 games at an affordable price. But I do remember that a couple of years ago I bought Kudelka. And I figured, you know, why not just check it out? Well, just check it out. And right away, I loved the whole Resident Evil vibe. It really reminds me of Resident Evil. It plays like Resident Evil up until you come into battle. I knew it was an RPG. And then you have sort of a tactical turn-based RPG system. Not really difficult, really standard, but I liked it a lot. Especially the music for the battles are really good. So I spent a whole day playing this game and forgot to save. And then I died at a boss. So I was like, nope, I'm not gonna spend five and a half hours I've played the game. I'm not gonna do it over again. I was at disc 2, but I did really enjoy the time that I spent with Kudelka. And I know this is sort of unofficially the first in the Shadow Hearts games. And those are RPGs that I also want to play. Now, the game I am playing right now, I am 20 hours into the game. I have no idea if I'm far or if I'm in the middle of the game. Is Wild Arms. I was like, I saw a retrospective. That's actually videos I'm watching a lot, like retrospectives of older franchises, of older games. And I saw a retrospective of Wild Arms, and that person was talking about how undervalued the first one is, and it is an RPG that was before Final Fantasy VII. So it really sort of feels like an early PlayStation 1 RPG. Really simple, really basic. And that is what Wild Arms is. It's really simple, it's really basic, nothing spectacular, nothing special, but a good RPG. What I found very interesting was that when you start the game out, you're like, oh, these are beautiful sprite-based graphics, you know, Super Nintendo style, Breath of Fire 3 style. I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool, I like it. Then you go into battle and you have this really early PlayStation 1 graphics with these chibi-ish characters. And I love it, I don't mind, you know, I love PlayStation 1 graphics and PS2 graphics. It feels really nostalgic to me. Of course, it's nothing compared to Elden Ring or something like that, but I love the graphical graphical art style, how games were back then. And I was really surprised, like, okay, I've never seen this. This is pretty cool. So I'm 20 hours into the game. I love the music. I'm not super into Western or Western movies. I have seen a lot of Western movies, but I, wasn't really fond of them. I love the sort of the Wild West movie music mixed with an RPG. Combined, it's good. It's actually pretty good. However, I do think it's a little bit disappointing that almost every dungeon has the same music soundtrack. Every town almost has the same soundtrack. That's kind of disappointing. That is really disappointing. A lot of times RPGs have different soundtracks for different dungeons, different cities, and that's why some cities and some dungeons are very memorable, because you remember the soundtrack and you remember the game and the location or whatever. That was kind of disappointing. Like, okay, I'm hearing the same stuff over and over again. There's a part, spoilers, you're in a ghost ship and it's just a dungeon music. I'm like, really? Like a spooky ghost ship? Why not have a spooky soundtrack? But however, the soundtrack is good. I like the story. It's interesting. It's not super complicated. I like the battle system. It's not super complicated. It is a really basic RPG, but I like it. And this is sort of my main game at the moment. I will definitely complete this game. There were 2 instances in the game that I was like, where do I have to go? What do I have to do? And I don't mind. I'm not shameful of that. I'll just check out YouTube, check out Google. Google knows it all. And just see what do I have to do. So these were the couple of games I have been playing recently. Leave in the comments below what games are you playing, or maybe you're not playing games at all. You're just chilling out in the absolute heat outside. It is so hot here. It's not funny. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. And like always, you'll see me next time. That's gonna be pretty soon. Yep, okay.